Hi, I'm Steve Dagnald, and this is the second addendum to my Fermi paradox lectures. Thank you for listening. This addendum develops my reasoning for why the AI training approach I describe in my first addendum is so significant. The investigation of human function and behavior being the expression of our genetic code becomes necessary to understand the two traceabilities I mentioned toward the end of my Fermi paradox lectures. If the maladaptive fear response is going to be fully identified and coded out of the human DNA, we have to understand how our DNA works at a level that presently is beyond our ability to comprehend. Human frames of reference are tied to the physical realities of our evolved existence as advanced multicellular organisms. It is incorrect to believe that no other frames of reference exist, or that these other frames of reference are inferior to our own. In general, people perceive and interact with their immediate environments knowingly. When something is too big, too small, or too far away, we have to use tools to extend our awareness and capabilities. I'll point out that time is a further constraint that limits human capabilities and understanding, but we're leaving time alone for now. When we consider micro and nano frames of reference, humans are severely handicapped. The best we can do is invent tools that fit our hands and senses, conduct experiments with these tools, predict and measure outcomes from the experiments, and conceive equations that explain the results from the experiments we do. A lot can gradually be learned and understood from this approach, but it is vastly inferior to having a direct frame of reference to micro and nano environments. Consider this one research article, Polarity and Cell Division Orientation in the Cleavage Embryo. The link to it is in the description below. It is one of many related research topics being explored all the time the world over. The zygote doesn't see or think about or experience its environment in any way comparable to a person. The zygote isn't conducting an experiment or conceiving an equation to explain it. The zygote does perceive and interact with its environment and then performs specific functions in a time-bound manner that achieve an extremely sophisticated sequence of outcomes to make a person. The zygote is cooperative and interactive with its environment and the quality of the outcomes. These outcomes lead to adjustments such as things like twins, or Siamese twins, or a miscarriage. The zygote knows exactly what it is doing. It's all encoded in the DNA, reliably provided by its precursor egg and sperm. The one-time only executive DNA functions the zygote performs are just the start of what the human DNA is capable of accomplishing. There is nothing casual about it. Humans are crippled trying to perceive and understand what is happening during zygote cleavage. We can't get close enough to the zygote to know what the zygote knows. We can't fully perceive and comprehend what the zygote's macro and nano interactions are. Something like nuclear magnetic resonance, NMR, imaging, or scanning electron spectroscopy could help to gain an approximation of some aspects of the zygote's environment and interactions. But simply reflecting on the amount of energy NMR requires, compared to how the zygote powers its interactions, is a tip-off that NMR isn't the path to a full understanding. NMR can help us predict and explain some things that are going on with the zygote, but the zygote knows vastly more firsthand, in real time, and proceeds accordingly. The zygote is actually the easier proposition in many respects because it's a single cell. Somehow, the embryo and the later stages of the human life cycle continue inconceivably complex self-awareness and integrated functions at the cellular level that translate to the organism level in our frame of reference. across trillions of cells. AI is constrained by some of the same limitations as humans. The AI can only access the tools and past experience that humans have to train it with. But the AI is not actually constrained with our human frames of reference by its design, as we are. If we can provide AI with training in micro and nano frames of reference, utilizing our best atomic and molecular tooling, along with fluid mosaic substrates that better approximate nervous system tissue instead of solid-state digital wafers, maybe the AI will acquire problem-solving and creative capabilities qualitatively closer to human beings that can be leveraged directly with these nanoscopic environments. In this sense, the scale of xAI's Colossus with 100,000 plus GPUs might enable the AI to conceive better micro and nano monitoring alongside better fluid mosaic substrates to the extent that it can perceive and understand the zygote's frame of reference and interactions. I'll conclude this addendum with one more research article. This one is Patchy Nanoparticles by Atomic Stenciling. The link to that is in the description below as well. This research is one example of micro and nano capabilities that humans have achieved. For the purposes of my Fermi paradox lectures, the extinction of the human race due to a maladaptive fear response that's made possible by our hyper-success and over-specialization and the technological progress our civilization has led to our mechanical, unintentional evolution becoming obsolete. The incremental advancement, such as this article above, Patchy Nanoparticles, of our most important domains of research will not happen fast enough without human beings enabling AI to help.